I've seen it happen too many times. Two people, both 72 years old, seemingly in similar health. Yet 5 years later, one is thriving, active, and full of life, while the other is struggling with serious health issues or, sadly, no longer with us. What makes the difference? As someone who's spent decades studying longevity in older adults, I could tell you it's not random chance or just good genes. The truth is, your body is already giving you powerful signals about how many healthy years you have left. These aren't just hunches or old wives' tales, they're scientifically validated markers that researchers have linked directly to lifespan. And the most surprising part? The majority of these signals have nothing to do with your medical history or even your current diagnoses. In this video, I'm going to reveal 7 scientifically proven signs that can predict how long you'll live after 72. These aren't complicated medical tests, they're simple observations you can make about your own body and lifestyle right now. From your walking pace to your grip strength, from your social connections to your sleep patterns, each of these markers gives you a window into your future health trajectory. By the end of our time together, you'll know exactly which signs to look for, what they mean for your longevity, and most importantly, what steps you can take today to add healthy years to your life, even if you're already seeing some concerning signals. Stay with me until the end because the 7th sign is one that almost nobody talks about, yet research shows it may be the strongest predictor of all. In fact, a landmark study from Oxford University found that people who address this factor increased their healthy lifespan by an average of 7.4 years. And unlike some health factors, this is something anyone can improve, regardless of age or current fitness level. Now let's dive into these 7 critical indicators that can reveal how many quality years you have ahead, starting with one of the most telling physical signs of all. The first sign that predicts how long you'll live after 72 isn't hidden in complex medical tests or your genetic profile. It's something much simpler, your walking speed. Multiple large-scale studies, including a comprehensive analysis published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, have found that walking pace is one of the strongest predictors of longevity in older adults. Researchers discovered that people over 70 who maintain a brisk walking pace are likely to outlive their slower walking peers by an average of 5 to 10 years. Why does this matter so much? Your walking speed isn't just about your legs, it reflects your overall cardiovascular health, muscle strength, balance, nervous system function, and even cognitive health. When you walk, you're coordinating multiple body systems, and your pace reveals how well they're all working together. Consider 2 men, both 75 years old, Harold and William. Harold walks with purpose, not racing, but moving steadily and confidently. When crossing the street, he easily makes it across before the light changes. His movements are fluid, his posture upright, and he rarely needs to stop and rest when out shopping or visiting friends. William, on the other hand, has noticeably slowed over the last few years. He takes shorter, more hesitant steps. Crossing the street feels rushed and stressful. He finds himself looking for benches or places to rest when out for more than 10 minutes. William doesn't consider this a health concern, just part of getting older. But here's what's happening beneath the surface. Harold's brisk pace indicates his heart efficiently pumps blood, his muscles maintain good strength, his joints remain flexible, and his brain effectively coordinates these movements. William's slower pace suggests declining cardiovascular function, muscle weakness, and possibly early neurological changes, all factors that directly impact lifespan. The good news? Walking speed is something you can improve. Studies show that even in your 70s and 80s, regular walking practice can increase your pace. Start with just 10 minutes daily, gradually increasing both time and intensity. Focus on taking slightly longer strides and swinging your arms naturally. The goal isn't to race, it's to build a comfortable, steady pace that you can maintain. If you've noticed yourself slowing down, don't dismiss it as inevitable. Pay attention to this powerful indicator and take steps, literally, to improve it. Because when it comes to predicting your longevity, how quickly you move through the world speaks volumes about how long you'll continue moving at all. The The second sign that offers a remarkable window into how long you might live after 72 is something you use every day without thinking about it: your grip strength. Research from multiple institutions, including a massive study that followed over 140,000 people across 17 countries, found that grip strength is an astonishingly accurate predictor of mortality risk. For every 5-kilogram decrease in grip strength, researchers observed a 16% higher risk of all-cause mortality. That's a stronger correlation than many traditional markers like blood pressure or cholesterol levels. Why does something as simple as how firmly you can squeeze matter so much? Your grip strength isn't just about your hands. It's a reflection of your overall muscle mass, nerve function, and nutritional status. It indicates how well your body is maintaining its fundamental structures as you age. Meet Thomas and Robert, both 77 years old. Thomas still opens his own jars, carries his groceries without strain, and enjoys woodworking in his garage. His handshake is firm and confident. When his grandchildren hand him something to open, he does it easily without thinking twice. Robert, however, increasingly asks for help with bottles, jars, and packages. He started buying pre-chopped vegetables because cutting is becoming difficult. His handshake has become noticeably softer over the years. He dismisses these changes, saying, "Well, everyone gets weaker with age." What Robert doesn't realize is that his declining grip strength signals a broader loss of muscle throughout his body, including crucial muscles that support his organs, respiration, and mobility. This condition, called sarcopenia, accelerates aging and significantly shortens lifespan when left unaddressed. The encouraging news is that grip strength can be improved at any age. Simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball several times daily, using light hand grippers, or practicing movements that work your forearms can make a meaningful difference. Even more effective is incorporating overall strength training. Light resistance bands or weights that work your major muscle groups twice weekly can dramatically improve not just your grip, but your total body strength. Don't dismiss a weakening grip as simply an inconvenience. It's your body sending you an important message about your overall health trajectory. By responding with appropriate exercise and proper nutrition, you can change this trajectory and potentially add years to your life. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's continue with the third sign that predicts your longevity. The third powerful predictor of how long you'll live after 72 might surprise you with its simplicity: your ability to balance, particularly on one leg. In a groundbreaking study published in the British journal Sports Medicine, researchers found that adults over 70 who couldn't stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds were nearly twice as likely to die within the next decade compared to those who could. This simple test proved to be more predictive than many expensive medical screenings. Why does balance matter so much? Your ability to balance integrates multiple critical systems: your vestibular system, inner ear, vision, proprioception, knowing where your body is in space, muscle strength, and cognitive processing. When these systems work well together, they not only prevent falls, they indicate that your neurological function, muscle coordination, and brain health are all working optimally. Consider two women, both 74 years old, Elizabeth and Patricia. Elizabeth naturally shifts her weight when standing in line at the store. She can easily stand on one foot while putting on pants or shoes. When she needs to reach for something on a high shelf, she maintains stability without holding on to anything. Patricia, however, feels unsteady when standing still for too long. She sits down to put on shoes and often holds the wall when dressing. She notices herself grabbing furniture or countertops for support when moving around her home, something she didn't need to do just a few years ago. What Patricia doesn't realize is that her declining balance isn't just increasing her fall risk, it's signaling potential issues with brain function, circulation, muscle integrity, and overall neurological health. These factors directly impact longevity, regardless of other health metrics. The wonderful news about balance is how quickly it can improve with practice. Try standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, holding for 10 to 20 seconds before switching. Practice heel-to-toe walking, like on an imaginary tightrope, across your living room. Simple Tai Chi movements or yoga poses can dramatically enhance balance within just weeks. Don't wait for a fall to pay attention to this crucial indicator. Test yourself today. Can you stand on one leg for 10 seconds without support? If not, this isn't just about fall prevention. It's your body telling you something important about your overall health trajectory. By working on your balance now, you're not just preventing accidents, you're potentially adding years to your life by strengthening the interconnected systems that keep your body functioning optimally as you age. The fourth sign that can predict how long you'll live after 72 happens during the hours when you're not even conscious: your sleep patterns. Multiple long-term studies, including research from the National Institute on Aging, have found that sleep quality becomes increasingly predictive of mortality as we age. Adults over 70 with poor sleep patterns showed a 30 to 40% higher mortality risk over a 12-year period compared to those with healthy sleep habits. Why is sleep so critical? During deep sleep, your body performs essential maintenance that cannot happen while you're awake, clearing toxins from the brain, repairing cellular damage, strengthening immune function, and regulating hormones that affect everything from appetite to inflammation. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it accelerates biological aging at a cellular level. Meet Janet and Martha, both 76 years old. Janet maintains consistent sleep habits, going to bed around the same time each night and waking naturally after about 7 hours. She rarely needs sleep aids, and while she might wake briefly once or twice, she generally feels refreshed in the morning. Martha, however, struggles with sleep. Some nights she tosses for hours before drifting off. Other nights she falls asleep quickly but wakes at 2 a.m., unable to return to sleep. She often relies on medication to get any rest at all. During the day, she feels foggy and fights fatigue with caffeine and short naps. What Martha doesn't realize is how profoundly her disrupted sleep affects every system in her body. Her brain isn't properly clearing amyloid proteins, linked to dementia. Her immune cells aren't regenerating effectively, and inflammation levels throughout her body remain chronically elevated, all factors that significantly reduce longevity. The reassuring news is that sleep can improve dramatically with the right approach. Consistent bedtimes and wake times, even on weekends, help regulate your circadian rhythm. Reducing blue light exposure from screens in the evening allows your brain to produce melatonin naturally. Creating a cooler, darker sleeping environment often helps older adults stay asleep longer. If you're experiencing poor sleep, don't dismiss it as an inevitable part of aging. This is a critical health indicator that deserves attention. Consider speaking with a healthcare provider about a proper sleep evaluation, as issues like sleep apnea become more common after 70 and can significantly impact longevity when untreated. Your sleep quality isn't just about feeling rested, it's a powerful window into how well your body is maintaining itself. By improving your sleep habits, you're potentially adding years of healthy life while also enhancing your daily quality of life. The fifth predictor of how long you'll live after 72 might seem less biological than the others, but science shows it's just as powerful: your social connections. A landmark meta-analysis published in PLOS Medicine reviewed 148 studies with over 300,000 participants and found something remarkable. People with stronger social relationships had a 50% increased likelihood of survival compared to those with weaker social connections. This makes social isolation comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes daily in terms of health risk. Why do relationships impact physical health so profoundly? Social connections influence everything from stress hormones and inflammation to immune function and cardiovascular health. Human connection isn't just emotionally satisfying, it creates biological responses that directly affect how your body ages. Consider two men, both 78 years old, George and Walter. George maintains regular contact with family and friends. He belongs to a weekly card group, attends community events, and regularly shares meals with neighbors or family. When facing health challenges, he has multiple people he can call for support or advice. Walter, following his wife's death 3 years ago, has gradually withdrawn from social activities. He speaks to his daughter on the phone weekly, but rarely sees anyone in person. His days are mostly spent alone, watching television or reading. He tells himself this is just easier at his age. What Walter doesn't realize is that his isolation is creating a cascade of physiological changes: increased cortisol, stress hormone levels, elevated inflammatory markers, reduced immune function, and even changes in gene expression. These biological changes accelerate aging regardless of other health factors. The good news is that it's never too late to strengthen social connections. Research shows even small increases in meaningful social interaction can have significant health benefits. This doesn't require becoming a social butterfly. Quality matters more than quantity. 1 or 2 close relationships and some regular community involvement can make a profound difference. Consider joining a class, volunteer group, or faith community where you'll see the same people regularly. Schedule regular coffee or meal dates with friends or family. Even brief interactions with neighbors or storekeepers provide valuable social connection when they become part of your routine. If mobility or transportation is a challenge, technology offers new ways to connect. Video calls with family, online communities focused on shared interests, or even telephone-based group activities can provide meaningful interaction. Your social connections aren't just about avoiding loneliness. They create physiological responses that directly impact how long and how well you live. By nurturing relationships, you're making one of the most powerful investments possible in your longevity. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 5 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move on to our 6th sign. The 6th sign that predicts how long you'll live after 72 isn't about what happens to you, but rather how you respond to it, your stress management patterns. Research from the University of California found that older adults who experienced high stress and had negative responses to that stress had a 43% higher risk of dying within 8 years compared to those who experienced stress but responded to it with resilience. Why does our response to stress matter so much? Chronic stress triggers a sustained inflammatory response throughout the body. When you remain in a state of stress for extended periods, whether from worry, anger, or feeling overwhelmed, your body continuously produces cortisol and other stress hormones. These hormones, when chronically elevated, damage virtually every system in your body, from your heart to your immune system to your brain. Meet Evelyn and Dorothy, both 80 years old. Both women have experienced significant challenges in recent years: health scares, losing loved ones, and financial concerns. Evelyn has developed ways to process these difficulties. She practices deep breathing when anxious, talks through worries with trusted friends, focuses on aspects of life she can control, and engages in activities that bring her joy even during difficult times. Dorothy, facing similar challenges, tends to ruminate on problems, replaying worries constantly in her mind. She often feels overwhelmed, has trouble sleeping due to anxiety, and has withdrawn from activities she once enjoyed because what's the point with all these problems? What Dorothy doesn't realize is that her stress response, not just the stressors themselves, is creating physical damage throughout her body. Her blood vessels are constricting, her immune cells are becoming less effective, and inflammation is increasing around her heart, joints, and brain. These physical changes directly accelerate aging and reduce longevity. The encouraging news is that how we respond to stress can be modified at any age. Research shows that simple techniques like deep breathing, mindfulness practice, or even brief daily meditation can significantly change our physiological response to stressors. These practices don't just feel good mentally, they create measurable changes in inflammation levels, blood pressure, and immune function. Physical movement is another powerful stress regulator. Even gentle activities like walking, stretching, or water exercises help clear stress hormones from your system. The natural world offers another remedy. Studies show that time spent in nature, even just sitting in a garden or park, reduces cortisol levels and improves heart rate variability. If you notice yourself frequently feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or stuck in worry cycles, recognize this as an important health signal, not just an emotional state. Your stress response patterns are powerful predictors of your longevity, and improving how you process life's challenges could literally add years to your life. The seventh and perhaps most powerful predictor of how long you'll live after 72 is something many doctors never discuss: your sense of purpose and attitude toward aging. A groundbreaking study from University College London followed more than 9,000 adults over age 65 and found something remarkable. People with a strong sense of purpose and a positive view of their own aging lived an average of 7.5 years longer than those who viewed aging negatively or lacked clear purpose, regardless of their physical health status at the start of the study. Why does your mindset about aging and your reason for getting up each morning matter so much? Your mental outlook creates real physiological changes in your body. When you believe you have valuable contributions to make and see aging as a time of continued growth rather than decline, your body responds. Stress hormones decrease, inflammatory markers improve, and even cell repair mechanisms function more effectively. Consider Raymond and Edward, both 83. Raymond wakes up with plans and purposes each day. Despite some health challenges, he continues pursuing interests, learning new skills, and finding ways to contribute to his family and community. He sees his age as giving him wisdom and perspective, not just limitations. Edward, though in similar physical health, views his age primarily as a series of losses and limitations. He often wonders, what's the use of starting new activities at my age? He sees himself as increasingly irrelevant in a changing world and focuses mainly on medical appointments and television to pass the time. The difference in their outlooks is creating vastly different biological realities. Raymond's sense of purpose triggers hormones that protect heart function, immune response, and cognitive health. Edward's attitude of resignation activates stress pathways that accelerate cellular aging. Their calendar ages are identical, but their biological aging processes are moving at dramatically different speeds. The empowering news is that purpose and attitude can be cultivated at any age. Research shows that even small shifts in how you view your own aging process can create measurable health improvements within weeks. Finding purpose doesn't require grand gestures. It might be mentoring younger people, creating something beautiful, volunteering even in limited capacities, or simply being fully present for loved ones. Try this simple exercise. Each morning, identify one thing you're looking forward to or one way you might contribute something positive today. This small practice has been shown to shift both mindset and physical biomarkers of aging. If you find yourself thinking, "I'm too old for this," or "what's the point at my age?" recognize that these thoughts aren't just feelings, they're potentially shortening your life. Challenge age-limiting beliefs and look for evidence of people in their 80s, 90s, and beyond who continue learning, growing, and contributing. Their example isn't exceptional. It's what's possible when we maintain purpose and positive expectations as we age. Now that we've explored these 7 signs, your walking speed, grip strength, balance, sleep quality, social connections, stress response, and sense of purpose, take a moment to reflect on where you stand. Are you seeing patterns that suggest a long, healthy future ahead, or have you noticed warning signs that might indicate challenges on the horizon? The most empowering aspect of these 7 predictors is that none of them are fixed or determined solely by genetics. Each one can be improved through conscious effort and consistent small actions. Your future isn't set in stone. It's being shaped daily by choices you may not have realized were so significant. If you've recognized areas where you need improvement, don't wait for a medical crisis to make changes. Start today with small, sustainable steps. Can you walk an extra 5 minutes? Practice standing on one foot while brushing your teeth? Call an old friend? Each small action sets in motion biological changes that can literally add years to your life. Remember, aging isn't a single process, but rather the sum of many small changes happening throughout your body and mind. By paying attention to these 7 key indicators and taking steps to improve them, you're not just extending your lifespan, you're enhancing the quality of life you'll experience in those additional years. The goal isn't simply to live longer, but to maintain vitality, independence, and joy for as long as possible. When you strengthen these 7 areas, you're creating a foundation for aging that allows you to remain engaged, mobile, and purposeful well into your 80s, 90s, and beyond. Thank you for joining me today. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below sharing one sign that surprised you and one action you plan to take this week to improve your longevity forecast. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you found this information valuable, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this with someone in your life who might benefit from understanding these powerful predictors of longevity. Your support helps us continue creating content that can truly change lives. In our next video, we'll be exploring specific exercises that can improve balance and strength after 70, even for those who have never exercised regularly before. Until then, remember that how you age is largely within your control, and today is always the perfect day to take a step toward a longer, healthier future.